afternoon, everybody. My name is Donna and this is Cathy, and we are your host of The Edge with Donna and Cathy. Thank you so much for watching us every day, Monday through Friday from 1 to 3 p.m. Central, as we get to ride home with you in the afternoons, because you can find us several different ways on the web. You can find us at icradio.media. You can also find us on television a couple of different ways. And one of those is by going to channel 182 on Charter Communications and Abundant TV, which is found on Roku, Apple TV, Amazon Fire. So Cathy and I are going to be talking with you about 23. There's 23 of these. There's actually more of it. That's Christmas safety tips you need to know. And this is according to home experts. And the website you can find this on is, drum roll please, bestlifeonline.com. Bestlifeonline.com. Okay, Cathy, what's number one?
Well, I'm excited, Donna. I have to say Merry Christmas to everyone to start with before we get into these safety tips for Christmas, okay? Okay, so here we go. We're going to do 23 Christmas safety tips, things you need to know according to home experts, right? That's not us, that's the article. Let's start with number one. Water your Christmas tree daily. So I know everybody probably went out and bought a Christmas tree during Thanksgiving. All the Christmas tree farms, I've seen signs set up where they're selling the trees, and we all love real trees, but you have to water them every day, okay? Because why? It's a fire hazard. Correct, Donna?
That's true. And then you also, if you have pets inside the house, sometimes the pets inside the house want to drink the water, so you really need to check it several times.
Yes, and it also helps your tree last longer, you know, if you water it every day. So it prevents a fire, it helps it last longer, so hopefully it'll last through Christmas, because if you bought it during Thanksgiving, then you want it to at least to last a month, right? Okay, number two. What is number two, Donna?
Okay, keep it away from fire hazards. That's really important that you do that.
Yes,
so if you're putting up your Christmas tree, whether it's a real or a fake one, this is for fake ones as well. And so just consider where it's located and what objects are around it. That's extremely important. An energy expert analyst, and you can find this, by the way, on this website, that's energyrates.ca. Says it's no secret that especially as they dry out, Christmas trees are basically kindling. Yeah, for firewood. They sure are. So if you look around the tree and you see that it's within 3 feet of any candles, it's something we always light more candles around Christmas time, or electric space heaters or fireplaces, guess what? It is a fire hazard. And a lot of folks, you know, this is time of the year. I know, and I'm going to tell you this, Cathy. So people who work for the fire department, I hear this from them all the time. They say, we hate candles. And I say, why do you hate candles? Because people light the candles and they just forget. And then, you know, it's got around the Christmas tree and it's a live one or it's a real one. And, you know, fire hazards, house is catching on fire. Be careful.
Yeah.
Because
you have to use. Yeah, that's actually the next safety tip. Use candles with care and caution, because there are so many fires during the holiday season, okay? And they're usually a result of furniture, mattresses, beddings, curtains, decorations being too close to the flame. So you have to be very careful of that, right, Donna? That actually ties into the very next one, I think, which is actually don't overload your circuits.
That's right? True. I wanted to mention one more thing. And when you have candles, I know, because I've been making, I'm a candle maker. So I've been making candles since the 80s. So here's what you do. Make sure you trim that wick every single time, okay, before you relight it. So again, trim the wick, make sure it's not too far up there. I've seen people light candles with the burned part of the wick up there. Never do that, okay, because that's going to cause some problems. Okay, although all of those holiday lights and decorations can be a big electrical burden. However, no matter how badly you want to, both your electric Rudolph figurine and also your lights around your Christmas tree in your living room, don't overload the circuits powering your home. Don't ever do that. It causes all kinds of problems. Especially,
that's right.
Yeah. And I'm talking about not only older houses, but new ones as well. You got to make sure that that electricity that the panel is up to grade. Now, according to the pros at Mr. Electric, a typical household circuit can power 70 strings of 50-pound mini lights or 300 to 600 strings of 50 bulb LED lights. So you try to get an LED if you can. It's not going to be such an overload.
Right.
Plus, you have to take into account any major appliances that are already plugged into existing circuits before adding decorations. So if you plan to use any more power than the experts suggest, spread it across the multiple circuits to prevent an overload. And see, you know, think about this too, because everybody uses the internet. Everybody in the whole family's got an iPad. Everybody's watching movies. Everybody's doing this and everybody's doing that. So be super careful around Christmas time.
Oh, yes. Okay. And the next tip, now those all kind of tying together too, Donna. Watering your Christmas tree prevents a fire. Don't overload it with lights. So then you don't overload your circuit breaker, right? And the candles, keep the candles away from that fresh tree, because that is really that tree will go up. Poof. Okay, and the next one, everybody needs to take to heart. If you're going away too, say you've wrapped all your Christmas presents and you work a full-time job and you're not there during the day, be sure to secure your home from possible break-ins. So the best way to do that, according to this little article, it's a really good article. The first line of defense is putting quality door locks, okay, on your doors, especially the front door, the back door, where you have access, where your tree is. So, you know, you might not want to sit your tree in a window where somebody could easily just break the glass and grab your gifts and go.
Don't do that. And
that's not a good thing. A lot of times, you know, I do trees, a lot of different trees in the house, but I don't ever put the tree with gifts in a window, ever. The trees that I put in the windows, they're just for decoration. There's never any gifts in there.
Sometimes we give early Christmas presents, and it could be like a big screen TV, or it could be something.
Right.
Be careful with the box. Break the box down. Don't just throw it on the curb, okay? Because what you're doing, you're telling like some kind of a thug that's passing by your house, ooh, they just got a big screen TV. Let me go ahead and see if I can break in and get that. So be really careful. Don't advertise your Christmas presents.
Yes, and also another good tip is they actually talk about in this article. Actually, it ties into number 6, which is smart technology to protect your home. You know, I know, what is it, Donna? There's Simply Safe, there's Blink, there's Rings, all these different options you have. And actually, anybody pretty much can afford those. You don't have to go call your alarm company to come out and set up expensive cameras, when you can actually go to Walmart, Target, any little small department store, hardware store, you probably have a local hardware store there, right? They have these and they're very cost effective. A lot of times they're only like $99, and you could at least set up one at your door, and you can actually see it on your phone, and you don't have to pay for the extra data or whatever you want to call it, the clouds. You can actually just buy a little cheap flash drive and put it in there, and that way you can erase the recordings as they go.
Kathy,
so there's some good.
Kathy, this is so funny. So Kathy and I, sometimes we're out and about, we're talking to customers, our sponsors. And by the way, we got the world's best sponsors. So sometimes Kathy and I are talking to sponsors, and she'll hear me laugh. And I'll be laughing because Phil's walking by one of the cameras, like cutting the grass or something like that. And so I can talk to him while Kathy and I are out on the road. I can go, hey, are you working? Something like that. But they're very inexpensive. We're paying, it's less than $30 a month. And we have all these really neat video cameras that I'm going to suggest some of the banks get. But, you know, you'll watch a whodunit show, and they'll have somebody, you know, that broke into a bank. They've got like the worst cameras. I mean, it's just like, we paid much less than anybody else does. And so we have cameras that are on the front door, the back deck. We have them out towards the pond, so we can see if somebody goes out. We got, you know, just on all 4 sides of the house. And it's worth doing, especially when you live out in the country. And another thing is you don't want to advertise when you're going on a trip. Don't tell anybody until you get back. Oh, I see people do that all the time. They're always like, we're going to the Smokies. Well, guess what you're doing? You're inviting thugs to come to your house.
Post your pictures of
After.
your big family gathering. Yeah, when you're back home.
Yeah.
Because I know a lot of people will say, people post things on Facebook. Oh, what a beautiful trip. Y'all have an enjoyable time. And then they'll comment, oh, yeah, we did. We had a great time. We're home now.
Good.
That's the smart thing to do.
That's good. I've got one right here. It says, and this is really important, okay? Because there are people who drive around just looking for gifts that are boxes that are outside on your front porch. Now, we got a camera, so if anybody does that in our house, we got a picture of them with their smiley face taking it. However, so schedule packages to be delivered when you will be home to receive them. That's really, really, and if you're really in a sketchy part of town, and anybody can be in a sketchy part of town this time of the year because people with thugs are out there looking to steal stuff from you.
Right.
Have it where it's signature required. And that way they won't just leave it and somebody will go pick it up. So online shopping, everybody's doing it online during the holiday season. Shop local first, okay? If it can't be found local, then you got our permission, right, Kathy? You got our
permission. Then go online. Yes.
Then go online. But this is pretty
I don't like doing the online thing, Donna, because I was so concerned of like the hackers that get your credit card number and they purchase things. And by the way, guys, that recently happened to me. Somebody evidently hacked my credit card at a gas pump because I used my credit card instead of the debit card, which was actually better according to the bank. But it still took a couple weeks before they actually credited it back onto my account. But luckily, I caught it the first purchase. Someone had gone online and purchased at homedepot.com. So they get your number. There you go. Clean you out.
You're done if that happens. So let's go ahead and get back to this right here. So it's online shopping. It's the easy way to get your gifts and avoid the cruddy retail. And I understand the flu's going around and all that kind of stuff. So you don't want to go out as much as possible. But there are peak times throughout the day, by the way, and off-peak times. I always like to shop off-peak times. Okay, but it comes to some risk. So the increased number of packages we tend to receive these days has also sparked a rise in package theft. That's what they're calling it now. So porch pirates, what they do is prey on homes where packages were delivered during the, sometimes they just follow the shipping company trucks. They just follow and then go back behind and pick up those. So be careful. To avoid being a victim, avoid being a victim, what you need to do is consider when and where the packages were delivered. So choose times when someone will be home or have them delivered to your workplace. That's another good idea. You'll be at work, have them deliver them there. And then choose when somebody will be at home, and then maybe even another spot that's a little bit more secure. But if you've got a security camera, that'll take care of that.
Oh yeah, and it is actually nice to know when your packages get delivered and you're not at home because your little camera will beep.
There you go. We got tickled at Mother. So Phil and I were away in Tennessee. We had this big event that we had to install. So this was we didn't let anybody know until after we got home. So a package got delivered and they delivered it to Mother's house, which is right next to us. So we saw, and I would have done this had I not been on an interview with somebody. So you can see Mother walk up to the porch and put the package. And I told Phil, I said, and it records it. So if I could have just been around, I would have said, "Excuse me, what are you doing on my porch?" So you can play candid camera with people too.
Excuse me. Okay. All right. So back to the next one. Here we go. Okay. So we have discussed some really good tips. This is a really good article, bestlifeonline.com. We talked about don't share your holiday plans on Facebook and everywhere. We've already really discussed that one. So let's go on to the next one. Detach your hoses from your spigots on the outside of your home. And you know why we're doing that, right? To prevent pipes from bursting.
And you don't want that to happen. A plumber's going to charge you a lot of money.
Oh yeah. I
And they're
always
worth it.
call the kids, Donna, and all you moms out there, you probably do the same thing. I call the kids and I'll say, okay, y'all, it's going to be below freezing for the next 3 nights. Make sure you drip your faucets and make sure you wrap your spigots. And all that takes is a couple of grocery bags and some tape, and you're done. You don't have to worry about it again the rest of the winter.
There you go.
Well, unless you take it off, of course, then you do.
Well, we're in Alabama where you could actually have 4 seasons in one day.
Yeah, I was supposed to say, then you might have to take it off to wash your car.
But yeah, we decided to do
Then
that.
you put it back
Kathy,
on,
we're going to have to go into a commercial break. We're going to be right back in just a
Okay.
few minutes.
I
make
will
sure
be
you
right
check out
back. Stay with
our
us.
awesome sponsors. We'll be right back in just a minute.
We're about to make your life just a little bit easier. Join Tony and April at Tony's Pizza and Subs in Center and Cedar Bluff, Alabama. We're cooking up some hot, delicious pizzas, and we'd like to bake one for you. We are home-owned, not a chain, and our pizzas are fresh, homemade with our dough made fresh daily. We have a full menu including fresh, never frozen wings, salad bars, suds, sandwiches, and much more. In Center, we have a private dining area for birthday parties, club meetings, and other events. We'll be waiting for you at 1820 East Bypass and Center, and in Cedar Bluff, 3812 Alabama Highway 9. For your convenience, you can call in your order at our Center location, 256-92 Pizza, or Cedar Bluff, 256-557-8651. And we enjoy making your life easier. Twin City Used Car Sales has been serving drivers in the Northeast Alabama area for years with a quality selection of late model used cars, SUVs, and pickup trucks. On top of our extensive selection and competitive prices, we offer professional auto financing services for used car buyers of all credit levels. Whether you've just begun your search or you're ready to secure your next vehicle, at Twin City Used Car Sales, you will drive away with the vehicle of your dreams. The sales and finance staff at Twin City Used Car Sales look forward to serving you. And you can apply for financing online before your visit to our used dealership in Fort Payne and Gadsden, Alabama. Check us out on the web at twincityusedcars.com or go by the locations in Fort Payne and Gadsden. We sincerely look forward to serving you. The Hatter Cafe and Country Inn is nestled in the northeast corner of Alabama the Beautiful in the delightful town of Mentone. We're located on top of scenic Lookout Mountain near Little River and DeSoto State Park and located only 5 minutes from shopping and restaurants. There is also a nearby community walking path and golf course. We welcome everyone through the doors and we are committed to outstanding service for all guests. At the Hatter Cafe and Country Inn, we invite people from all walks of life to come and get away from it all, enjoy the open spaces, treetop views, fresh, clean air, and experience Southern hospitality at its finest. We look forward to hosting you. To reserve a special event, or if you would love a special getaway at the Country Inn, you can call us at 256-634-2018.
Afternoon. We are back. My name is Donna, and I'm your host of Afternoon Drive Home, as well as The Edge with Donna and Cathy. Thank you so much for watching us every day, Monday through Friday. You know what? We begin actually at 1 o'clock for the Ads with Donna and Cathy. Let's go ahead and get Cathy back on. And come on, Cathy girl. We're going to start your video and then you need to unmute. But again, thank you so much for watching. We're coming up with some Christmas tips. And I love Christmas. And
I do too, Donna. And you know what? I want to take off with the next one. Okay, we're going through these safety tips for Christmas and the holidays. And actually, it's through the winter too, because number 10 is clear the snow off your roof. Well, look, in Alabama,
I'm laughing because it doesn't happen
probably once a year, one time a year. But all you people out there, a lot of people watch us from Ohio, Wisconsin, up in the northern, the northern areas. You guys, you need to be careful now with that snow that does accumulate. Like this article is stating, most roofs can handle up to 20 pounds per square foot of snow. But if you're doing the math, 10 inches of fresh snow weighs around 5 pounds per square foot. So that means your roof can probably only support 4 feet of snow. So you need to get somebody to help you clean that off. Just like you need the next one that Donna's probably she's ready to talk about, cleaning out your chimney.
Yeah, but I wanted to add, because we're in North Alabama, a place that's always going to get snow is Mentone, Alabama.
Oh, yes.
And they're going to get it when nobody else gets it. And do you know that there's a ski lift out there?
Really?
The only one in Alabama.
I did not know
There's
that.
a ski lift. So if you like to ski and you're here from the north and you love Alabama and you want to stay here, go to Mentone. You'll find it out there. Now, cleaning your chimney before building a fire, this is extremely important. So there's no doubt you want to crank up the fireplace on Christmas morning as everyone's unwrapping presents, unless you're living right here in Alabama where it could be 80 degrees outside. But then that night could be cold. So
anyway, it could be 20.
Absolutely. So you just want to make sure everything's in order first. Now, hire someone in your area to kind of do a little checkup on everything. Somebody that's really, really good. Referrals are good as well. But Service Master Restore warns homeowners to inspect their chimney before Christmas. And he says that if you see black and flaky stuff, deposits and stuff like that, use a wire brush to scrub them away, and then use a flashlight. You should inspect for loose bricks. That's important. Blockages or debris. So just make sure you get it cleaned up. Now Phil likes to use a shop vac. So that's real good. And then
in y'all's fireplace.
Yeah, he'll bring that in, and so he works on that. Now, Cathy, be prepared for a kitchen fire, but now you're such an awesome cook, that's not going to happen. Maybe.
Well, and what's really important, I don't have a gas stove inside my home, but a lot of people do have gas stoves because that's really dangerous in the winter. So be prepared when it comes to using your kitchen during Christmas. Make sure you're prepared for the worst. I have a fire extinguisher. Do you in your kitchen? I keep one. And my kids, I made sure all of them always have a fire extinguisher. Even the kids in college, because if something happens, there's a fire in their apartment or their dorms, that fire extinguisher actually could help save their life. If they're upstairs, they could actually use the fire extinguisher to help get them out of there. But anyway, back to our article, we're discussing all these great tips for Christmas and the holidays and the cold weather. When it comes to using your kitchen during Christmas, make sure you're prepared for that. Many unexperienced cooks are trying their hand at cooking and a big bird for the first time in their lives, especially if you're going to try to fry a turkey. That can be very dangerous, you young people out there. I will not even fry a turkey, Donna. My husband has the gas propane, where you can set the pot on it outside like a burner you could use camping. He did do that one year, but it scared me. It really did. That hot grease is so dangerous. Have you ever fried a turkey?
I don't want to. I'm scared to death of it. I've seen too many mishaps. I've watched too many funny videos, where somebody's trying to do a turkey and it's too many disasters can happen. So no, I don't want to do that.
Oh yeah. And then a lot of people don't realize you don't throw water on a kitchen fire. You can't do it. You can't throw water on a grease fire. You're just going to make it worse. I mean, it's people don't realize that it's better to just have a fire extinguisher for your kitchen. Okay. And any hardware store or any cheap Walmart, Target, all of them, you can find or ask the clerk, which particular fire extinguisher do you use for your kitchen? Because you want to have an extinguisher that's good for grease fires and chemical fires and water. All right, Donna, take us off the next one.
You take the next one because it's about a deep fryer indoors.
Yeah. Don't use it. Yeah, that's what we were just talking about. Don't use a deep fryer indoors.
No, they'll never do that.
Saying, yeah, my husband tried it one year with the outdoor burner. It's propane, but you've got to make sure that you basically set that out in the yard. You can't, you don't even really need it on your patio or your porch because of that hot grease that's popping everywhere. And I know if you've ever even put French fries into hot grease, you can remember how the water makes it just start frying everywhere. It's popping all over you. So,
well, and be careful outside too with it, because be careful where you are outside, because if you've had a dry season and maybe the grass is just like really dry, or you're close to a field or trees or anything like that, be really careful about that as well. But I wanted to talk to you about warming up your car outside, not in the garage. That can cause some issues there as well. It's tempting to go out to the garage and warm up the car while you're waiting, to go somewhere, go to church or your sister's house or whatever. But the experts at First Alert warn people not to warm the car up or leave it running inside the garage, even if the garage door is open, because the carbon monoxide fumes your car emits can easily spread into your home, poisoning people and your pets as well.
That's right. And that's the next one, Donna. Invest in a carbon monoxide detector. Okay, those they are not expensive anymore. Years ago, they probably cost you $80 to put one up. Now you can buy them anywhere. They're like $20. They are so great to have. Put one near your garage. Even if you don't have garage doors, that carbon monoxide can still come into your home. Okay.
We care about you. We don't want anything happening.
Oh, yeah. And it's so dangerous. And you got to remember that carbon monoxide is a little heavier than smoke, So the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, which is the CDC, said carbon monoxide poisons increase in the winter months because heating systems are continuously running. At least 430 people die in the United States each year from accidental carbon monoxide poisoning. So all it takes is a little $20 detector, mount it in your kitchen, mount it in your bedroom, okay? Because propane heaters, gas logs, wood burning, stoves, wood burning fireplaces, they all let off carbon monoxide. So it can actually be things that you're burning in your home.
We're going to have to go. We're let that down to like less than a minute, but I wanted to
add.
I
just enjoyed this. I hope you have a great Christmas.
With these detectors, make sure you check the batteries. You need to check those out like every 6 months or so. Just make sure that they're all up to date. But thank you so much for watching The Edge with Donna and Cathy. You're super awesome.
We'll see you next time.
Well, if you have any tips, you can go ahead and send those in an email to either Donna at icradio.media or Cathy with a C, and that's Cathy at icradio.media. We're going to have to call it a day. Thank you so much for watching. You're super duper awesome.